Hello everyone, welcome back to Subway Builder. Last time we were thinking about extending our network to the east, to this suburb of The Hague. We already made a start over here, but first I want to show you something that I did off camera. What I did is I noticed that people were not really transferring at this station called Beurs, this metro station, between the green and the blue line. So what I did is I added a dummy station over here. I still need to give it some kind of name because this one does not make sense. And now people do transfer, and this is an example. We have people here that walk to this station over here, at least around 1446 hours they do this. They walk to this station over here from the university. They ride the B line, this green line over here, until Beurs station, which is, sorry, they exit at Beurs West East, so this station over here. They walk for 2 minutes, so this is not a 0 minute transfer, but a 2 minute transfer. They walk to this station over here, Beurs, and then they ride the E line all the way until the station Voorburgertlo, which is this one, I think. Yes, and then they leave. So people are transferring now, which is great, and maybe I can show you at this Beurs station. Let's make it a really low speed, and then, okay, this is really slow. Let's do it a little bit faster, and we will be able to see the people transfer. And they go through this dummy station over here towards this line over here, and then they will wait there until a metro comes pick them up to move in the direction of Den Haag, which is the north direction. So they're still waiting there. Let's speed things up until a train arrives. There it comes, and it takes them to the north. So the transfer here works now. That is all great. And these stations are grouped indeed. It's a station group. This one I will rename to Beurs transfer. It's not really a station, it's not connected to anything. It's more like a walking station between these two stations. Okay. Another thing I did off camera is I let the game running for a while to get some more money, and we have repaid our debt now, which means we can issue a new loan if it's necessary, but maybe it won't be necessary, and we can continue with this train line over here. So let's do that. And we have this station that is 5 meters above ground, but I believe this line was at 0 meters, and yeah, it should be 0 meters, which is of course much cheaper. So let's keep building at 0 meters above ground in this direction without crossing water. And then we will move to this suburb over here. Let me just show you the demand. So there is a lot of demand. One station in real life is over here, and another one is, I believe, somewhere over here. Yes, I think so. And then another one all the way over here, but that one we will not build because it doesn't make sense. But we can keep the one over here and the one over here. I think that will be fine. And maybe we move it a little bit to the left. So at some point we need to go above ground again. Maybe that's what we will build first, because this does not work with the road. There's a road intersection. Also, we need to be careful not to destroy the station building itself. So let's go 5 meters above ground over here. And then, yeah, I think I will build, even though in real life the station is over here, I think I will build it on this west side. So let's build the station at which elevation? Maybe something like 3. Then we can build it over here. So we need to go from 0 to 3 and from 3 to 5 to cross the road, like this. And we call this one Zoetermeer. Actually, thinking about this, is this the right way to go about this? Because I know in the future I want to build a light rail station as well. But I think that can be built over the highway. I think we will manage. I think we'll figure out a way to do that. Okay, let's continue building. We're now at 5 meters high. Let's move back to 3. And maybe we'll stay at 3 meters high because it's not so expensive. And then we build the next station over here. And because we don't need to continue further east because no one lives here, there are some of these places, but in real life there's no train station here anyway, only in the next city, which is off the map. So I think we will just stop the train line here. So we can have a second station over here, and it can stay at height 3 because we don't. Yeah, we need to cross this. Okay, we need to cross this road over here, but we can build it something like this. Then move to elevation 5 to get over the road, and we're too close, so that doesn't work. So elevation 5 to get over the road, then towards elevation 3, and then to the station at elevation 3. Too sharp. Let's delete. Elevation 3, like this. Add crossover. Build tracks again at elevation 3. And connect. So this will be station Zoetermeer Oost, the east station. And that's our endpoint of this train line at least. So let's extend this line that we have over here. We have the line T2. Let's also rename the other one to T1. So now we have our T1 line over there. Station dots. Yeah, we want these station dots. Okay, and the T2 line, so the second train line, will now be extended. It will go back and forth at the station. Oh, we need to build the blueprint. Let's do that first. It will cost us 146, so half our money. So we don't need to get a loan. That's great. Then we extend the train line, go back and forth over here, back and forth here, and then to this station. It's a 14-minute ride between Den Haag and Zoetermeer, the suburb. So it is nighttime now. We have one train every 30 minutes. Oh, wait, I saw a signal blockage somewhere. Ah, the warning went away. Okay, we have one train every 30 minutes. I think that is okay for now. And also during the night. So yeah, there are people moving in. So these people, actually there are some, apparently some college commuters. Yeah, because they travel more in off-peak hours. And they want to go to their destination over here. So they're already making use of this new train line. And let's see if we can find the train. That is the T2 train. There's only one. let's follow this train. So it will pick up these people from the suburb of Den Haag. It's even, is it full? I'm not sure. It's, no, it's not full. But it'll pick up a few more passengers from there. And then it will ride all the way to the city of Den Haag, stopping at some stations here. Suburb of Den Haag. An extra station that does not exist in real life. It doesn't slow down too much at the curve, which is nice. Another suburb. And then here it takes the outer part of Den Haag Centraal. And then it will go around the station. So it seems to work. Let's check this warning. It is at or near capacity now, even during the night. Well, this does not seem at or near capacity. I think we leave it at this. So, that is our train connection to Zoetermeer done. And what I want to do next, if we have the money, we might need a loan for this, is build a light rail system that exists in real life in this city of Zoetermeer. And in real life, this is one of the most complicated transport systems that I have seen. It's the shape, we call it the kakeling, at least the people in this area call it that, which means something like the pretzel, because you will see that the shape does not make sense at all. It is also connected to Den Haag, but I think we will just first connect it to this train station so people can transfer, and then maybe later we will also add the connection straight towards Den Haag Central Station. But for now, let's I will plan things out. I will put the location of real life stations, and then we'll see if we can recreate it, or if maybe some part needs to be made differently due to the way the demand works in this game, which is not entirely realistic because this whole area has no demand. There is very little worker demand. There are some places over here. So yeah, let me check in real life where the stations are, and then we might also need a loan and or save up some money. Right, I've added the locations of the stations of the light rail system in the city that exist in real life, and I think they're interesting how they line up with the demand over here. Not exactly, but not too bad either. Actually, there's also another light rail line that goes to this direction, and there's another light rail station as well. But it goes also all the way down to this part over here where there's a train station in real life, but we have no demand data yet. So we'll see what we do with this demand bubble. Maybe we ignore it for now. But just to show you the insanity of this line, it starts over here in the city center of Zoetermeer. Let me get rid of the demand bubble. It goes like this. To the south, it curves southwards, then it goes this way, then it stops at this train station over here. So there's a train station and a light rail station. Then it moves up again in this direction. It goes over here where there are two stations on top of each other, one going south-north and one going west-east. It goes this way, this way, this way. It stops at all these stations, and then it goes this way and it arrives at the beginning point again, but it keeps going, and then it goes to the east-west station, and then it turns west towards the city of Den Haag. So this system is insane. It's a light rail system, but the shape does not make sense at all. When you're at one of these double stations, like this one, or even at any of the other ones, you have no idea which direction you need to go to your destination because it keeps on curving, And then apparently here there's also another line that moves to the east. So there are even 2 or 3 different lines. But let's see if we can recreate it. And I think we have quite a lot of money, so maybe we won't need a loan after all. What I want to do is I want to use the light metro, because the heavy metro we've reserved for trains like this one. We want to use the light metro, but always above ground. That might be a challenge because there are quite some station buildings in the way, but we will see if we manage. So we use a light metro, not 20 meters. I just did it for the placeholders. So let's say, okay, this train station is 3 meters above ground, but we need to be more because we need to be above this highway. In reality, I think the light rail is somewhere over here, but we want it to be connected to this station. So let's say, what's the best way to do this? Yeah, maybe we just go above the highway. That's okay. So get rid of this. We build our light rail system, which is a parallel system, and we build it maybe something like, wait, 5 meters is 0.8 cost. Only at, oh, it stays at 0.8 cost. Okay. So yeah, only below 5 meters it's cheaper. So it doesn't matter how high we go here. Let's say something like, I don't know, 7 meters. Wait, what am I doing here? No. Let's say something like 7 meters. And let's build it over here. I think this will be a station group. Yes, it seems like it is. So we call this, this one actually has a name. Let's call this Zoetermeer. Let me look this up. Driemanspolder. So in reality, one is on one side of the highway and the other is on the other side, and here's this walking bridge that connects them. We could do something like that as well, just like I did with the bus station, but I don't feel like it. So we're 7 meters above ground. So this line curves northwards. We're still 7 meters, but we can go to 5. And then we can go lower. Let's stay around 4 meters high, because this is a light rail that's elevated in real life. 4 meters is not enough to go above this road. So let's build a station over here at 5 meters. Although, yeah, we need to cross some roads, so 5 meters. We build a track. We stay at 4 for some time, but then we move to 5. Like this. And the name of that station is Meerzicht. So now we're at 5 meters. We continue in this direction. And yeah, we could drop to 4 and then to 5 again, but let's stay at 1 elevation for now, unless there's a really long stretch without roads to cross. So here we have this funny situation. We will need 2 stations. Actually, let me go back, because I already know that we will need 2 stations here. So let's have one at 5 meters that goes from west to east. This one we will call Voorweg Laag, and Laag means low. And then we also have one that is, let's say, 5 meters higher, at 10, because then it can go above it. Yes. Oh, by the way, I never showed this, but the game is 3D actually, except for the lines, but the buildings are 3D. Okay, so then we have also Voorweg Hoog. So that is the higher one that goes south-north. And that one we made 10 meters high. So for here, we need to move towards 10 meters. Ah, there's a building in the way. Okay, this works. It's 10 meters high. Then we can go lower again. Let's say towards 5 again, with this nice curve. And then here's our next station. But there are a lot of buildings. And I don't want to destroy them. What to do? I also don't want to go below ground. This is a light rail system after all. So maybe either we squeeze through like we did once, but it feels almost impossible, although there might be some possibilities here. Let's delete this track. We know the station needs to be here, so let's try something. So we can go above this building like this, and then maybe we just destroy one building for 5 million. Oh, we can also go above this. Can we? No, we cannot go above that building or those buildings. So maybe we destroy one building and then we go like this. But we do need a station still. So our station could be... we could also use this nice sort of island over here to build a station. Let's do that. So that is... the station's name is... I need to check the spelling here. Buitenweg. So one building destroyed. That is still quite minimal, I would say. We go to elevation 5. Like so. Still minimal use of crossing water, else we would need to destroy more buildings. Then we keep going in this direction towards this station. Also, I think we keep all the stations, right? Yeah, there's some demand there, demand there, demand there. So the only one that's not covered is this one, which in real life only has a bus system in this neighborhood. But they can walk to the train station. That's okay. And this needs a separate line altogether. Also some work in demand. So yeah, we keep all the stations. Yes, I think we should. Okay, so we're making this as realistic as possible. We stay 5 meters above ground, follow these curves, and then go to the next station over here, where again there are a lot of buildings in the way. So let's see what we can do. So these are the actual station buildings. Don't want to go below ground. We could maybe get away with destroying one building. Like so. And then build a station over here. 5 meters high still. Is this possible? No. A bit too sharp of a curve. Like this? Almost. Okay. If we move the station a little bit east, it should be possible. like this. So it's slightly out of place, also a bit slow, but at least we are only destroying one building. So we keep destruction to a minimum. This is not this kind of game. So this station, let me check, is called the Lions. And then the next one should be straightforward. We keep 5 meters. We stay at 5 meters above ground. We go straight. I said it should be straightforward, but again, there's a station building in the way. Let's see if we can build around it. Delete track, build station. So here we can build in between. And go like this. Then we curve. Oh, and this one is called. Let me rename the stations later. And then we curve this way. Maybe we can go a bit lower because there's no road to cross. Yeah, let's go at 4 elevation, which is much cheaper. Just until we need to cross some kind of road, which happens at the station. And again, hard to not destroy any buildings, but we can try. We could do the station like this at, well, either height 4 or height 5. We'll stay at 5. Then maybe we can squeeze through without destroying anything. Seems like we can. Okay. Next station is over here. And we can connect this. And then we go like so. Then here things will get awkward. There are a lot of buildings. But actually, I believe somewhere around here the line starts going underground. Yeah, just at this station the line goes underground. So what we can do is see if we can go. Yeah, but we will never get 10 meters below ground, right? That's just too difficult. Let's see what we can do at plus 5 meters. So for example, there seem to be some parts of the buildings that do not have any trouble. Like this building, for example. So there are some parts where we can stay above. Also this one, for some reason. Wait, can we? I'm not sure how this works. But we can apparently go like this. I don't know why, but this works. Can we get there? That's the question. So we are 5 meters above ground. And we need to go in between these buildings. Like this. It works. I don't know how, but we managed to not destroy any important buildings. over there. And then this line arrives at the top station over here. So there are two stations over here. Let's see if we can get that to work. We can keep them both at the same level, 5 meters, but there are some very small buildings in the way. So maybe we can put them both south of those small buildings, if that is possible. Seems like it is. So this track goes above. By the way, just to show you, this is already quite a weird shape, but trust me, it will get even weirder. So then we go in this direction. I don't really like how this goes on top of the road, but that's fine. Go in this direction, and then the line continues towards Den Haag, but we will do that later because it might be too expensive, so we add a crossover here. Then the line does not start here, so we need to go in this direction also. And in real life the line goes this way, so we go like this, and then here we can drop down a little bit to 4 meters, say, because we have quite a large stretch that's without any road sections. And then here we go, we move up again. Okay, let's add the station here. And I will rename them all later so they correspond to the real life stations. There's another station here. We'll keep these at plus 5 meters. And then this moves in this direction. And then here is the actual endpoint of the line. Hey, look at that. We got a newspaper article. Rotterdam Transit, 65 stations, 126,000 riders. The Rotterdam Transit system now active trains. Operates 65 stations across 6 routes with 7 something. Weather, scattered showers. Very nice. Okay, this is the actual endpoint of the station. So let me add some crossovers. And this is called the krakeling or the pretzel. And now you see why it's roughly the shape of some kind of pretzel. It continues westwards towards Den Haag. And as I said, here there's some split of line that continues east, which makes sense given this demand over here. But all these stations should be able to satisfy all these different demands, except for this one, which it seems the people walk to the train station. So let's see what all of this would cost. 819 million. We barely have enough. We just made enough money while the game was running. And we have minimal destruction of buildings. Everything is above ground, which is the same as real life, except in real life there's a part over here, I think, that goes below, somewhere over here. It goes below ground for a little bit. But yeah, it's a fairly realistic reconstruction of the light rail. Let's build it. And then I will first change the names of the stations so they correspond to real life, and then we add our line. Alright, I've added the actual real life names of all these stations. So now we are ready to build the line. And this is a new type because we have a West-East Metro line in Rotterdam. We have the North-South line between Rotterdam and Den Haag. We have the trains. So this one should be a circle because it's... No, maybe we have a new shape. Let's say triangle for light rail. And what kind of color do we pick? Maybe a pinkish color. This is the light metro. And then, yeah, we should also give it a name. So this one is called the Randstad rail in real life. So let's give it R, because if you have a longer word that does not look nice. So let's call it R, and then we added this route. We start at Centrum West, but we need to pick the right platform over here. We start over here, and then we follow the line this way, then this way, and this way, where people can transfer to the train. This way, and then here we need to be careful again. So we go to Voorweg Hoog, the higher part that is 10 meters high in this game. This way, and then we follow the Krakeling, the pretzel, or pretzel, or however you want to call it. And then we are back where we started. So I wonder how that will go with the passengers. We do go back and forth, and then the line actually continues towards Den Haag in real life, but we stop it here. So 24 minutes to go through the whole thing. And this is a complete mess, but it is more or less what happens in real life. And we can have, for example, 48 minutes, 24 minutes frequency. I think we need more cars. Let's buy a few more. Also, let's keep the game running so we save some money. Let's buy some cars, costs 20 million. We can have every 16 minutes a train, also during the day, and then during the night. I'm not sure if we, yeah, let's have a night service as well. But every 48 minutes there's a train. And this is light rail, but I think we'll put it at capacity 4 cars per train. Let's buy a few more cars. And then we'll see if this works. So it's now 5 o'clock and the trains seem to be not really filling up. So maybe we should reduce the capacity to 2. But let's see if we can follow one of these trains. So let's take one of the R route and follow this. I cannot, it's hard to zoom in while following, but it's possible. So it's at 0 capacity now. I think there are some other trains, yeah, just in front of it. Here's one going back. There are some people waiting. Let me check. Where do these people need to go? So there are 3 different destinations. Some people need to go to Den Haag, and they will actually transfer multiple times. They will first walk for 40 minutes to this station. I don't know why they don't walk to this station, but alright. They walk to this station. They ride the line until the train station, and then they take the train to Den Haag Centraal. Then they take another train for only 3 minutes to this train station, and then they walk, and that's where they live. And the other people, they need to go all the way over here, so they also do the same trick of transferring twice, except that they end at Den Haag Moerwijk, which is this train station. And the other people, they need to go over here. So yeah, very similar to the first one, except that these ones, they walk from Den Haag Central Station to their destination. So I think all of this will be much more efficient if we, just like in real life, we extend this light rail system towards Den Haag. So in real life, I believe it goes something like this, following this road. And then joining this metro line over here. I believe that will be much better, but at least they can transfer at this train station now. And let's follow the train again. So yeah, this train stays with these people who want to go to the train station right now to transfer. And here we see this confusing situation. Multiple trains at the same place, some below, some above. Then here the people should transfer, yeah. And they do, and they walk. For how long did they walk again? I cannot see it anymore. Maybe I can if I click this. Yes, they walk for 0 minutes, and then they arrive at the train station. And then they enter the train. So, that's how this pretzel goes, this crackling. And I'm glad that it works. And we see our whole network take shape. Next time, I'll probably either extend this crackling, this light rail system, so that it goes directly towards the Hague, so people do not need to transfer at the train station. Or maybe we can try our hand and turn another line westward, or maybe even go southward, or we can extend in this direction. So we'll see. Next time we will make some extension to one of the existing networks. So, thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you next time.